Hey everybody, it's Roy from A&S Gear, and we're going to look at a loader today. This is the Empire Halo 2. So when I say 2, not the number 2, the TOO as in also. It is based on the same kind of Halo design, the Halo 2, number 2, or the Halo B, the Reloader, the B2. All those loaders all kind of were different iterations of the same Halo loader. So this is kind of the latest version. It's, I don't want to call it a cheap loader, but it's relatively inexpensive and it's a good loader. It is sound activated, so you don't need to worry about an eye system on the inside here. When the loader hears your gunfire, it knows to spin and push paintballs down through there. It has 6 different speed settings, so from 1 to 6 as far as how fast you want it to feed. It has 6 different microphone settings inside here. So if you have a very loud gun, you can turn the microphone down. You don't need it to use as much power to power the microphone to pick up sound. But if you have a very, very quiet gun, you might need to turn the sensitivity up so that it can pick it up. So again, 1 through 6 on those things. For a microphone setting, it's always best to leave it at the setting where it picks it up consistently and not go any higher. You don't want to have the microphone on really, really high, just in case your gun's too loud and you blow out the microphone speaker or whatever that's inside there that can go bad. And then there's a setting for feed stack monitoring where it will continually test the tension on the feed stack to make sure that it is pushing paint down when it needs to. Button on the back right here, just on and off, very simple design. You also do your programming through this button on the back to change all those settings. Flip top sprung lid right there, so it does flop open, so it pops out of the way. You can pour your paint inside there. This is compatible with speed feed, so just the universal Halo style speed feed. There's hundreds of them out there, so lots of them will go on there. It is also compatible with the RIP drives. Just make sure you get the RIP drive set up for the Halo 2 TOO because it is different than the RIP drive for a Halo B or a Reloader B, just in the post design. So make sure you get it for the right one. We sell a kit for it. Runs on 4 AA batteries, which we're going to put in right now so that you can see it work. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew this out of here, pull the battery door off. There is a little piece of foam inside there that takes up the space between the 4 battery harness and the lid. If you didn't have the foam piece in there, this thing's going to rattle around inside there. So use the foam piece. Now I've seen a lot of people take this out and then they hook a 9-volt battery up to it. It works, but it doesn't work properly, so don't do it. I guess if you were in a pinch, you could, but don't. You don't need to. 4 AA. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Put it in. And then we always want to make sure that our wiring does not run underneath the harness. So we don't want it to run under like that and then try to stick the harness down. It actually makes the harness sit up too high and it'll get crushed by this little wedge that's right here. So we want to make sure that the harness wiring runs to the side like this, and then we can just tuck it down in there like that, not underneath. If your battery door does not fit on easily and flush like that without you pushing on it, then something is not right. Go back and do it again. All right. So let's turn it on. All right. So if I tap it, it's just picking me up the sound that I'm making. It knows to spin and knows to feed at this point. Now these always come on at, if you haven't reprogrammed it, it'll always come on at the middle speed setting, so at 3. You can go faster, you can go slower, but if you remove the batteries or disconnect it for a while, it will always go back to being 3 as far as microphone setting and speed setting. If you want to change that, you can go in and do it. If you turn the loader off normally, it doesn't reset itself. It'll stay programmed, but If you put new batteries or disconnect the batteries, it will go back. So 160 here. And you can see it tried to feed, but I got my finger over the bottom of it. So now a drop test on a sound activated loader sometimes doesn't work really well because it's got to pick up a sound of the gun shooting or some sort of noise to make it work properly. Now hopefully the balls hitting the bottom of the tray here will set it off, but if not, we might need to tap on it a little bit. Like that. See, it's got no sound. So I'm going to kind of put my finger over the bottom. I'm just going to keep tapping. Hey, look, a blue one. So you can see it's a fast loader. It's quick. There's no problems with speed on these things. And if you were shooting and the gun is going boom, 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 kind of equivalent to me tapping on the gun or the loader, it's going to work just fine. It dumped those out super quick. Let's see if we can pour them in one more time and get it to do it again. And not spill it all over the place. That's usually what happens. Last one. One overboard. All right, so let's run it again. We'll try to get it to just go all the way through. So plenty fast. I mean, any of today's guns that are shooting, 10.2 balls per second, if you're playing tournament mode or tournament play, that's plenty fast. As you can see, they're consistent, they keep up. There is also a piece in here that you can't see. It's called the Jam Freeway. It's a piece that runs along the side that helps keep balls from jamming in, double feeding and stacking into the tube that runs down here to keep the flow rate consistent. So that comes stock in the gun as well, or in the loader as well. I keep calling it a gun. So invert used to be called an Invert Halo 2. Now it's an Empire Halo 2 because they're doing away with the whole invert thing. So Empire Halo 2, as in TOO, it's available through the website, and there's all sorts of shells that you can get. So if you get one of these and you smash it on the ground and you break the shell, you can replace it with a different color. There's blues and reds and greens and yellows and stuff like that. Smoke, clear, all sorts of different shells for it. So don't worry about breaking the shell because you can just replace it. It's cheap. Empire Halo 2's available through the website. Order yours now through ansgear.com.